Hello everyone, welcome back to SSBCrack Exams. Good afternoon to all of you. फटाफट से join हो जाओ guys. We are going to start with our NDA 1 2022 class today now, and I have brought a very different topic for you all to practice. I hope I'm properly audible and visible to all of you. Can any one of you please confirm this? Is my voice clear? Am I properly visible and audible as well? Good afternoon, Shaurya, Muskan, Anirudh, Piyush, सिद्धार्थ. फटाफट से ज्वाइन हो जाओ गाइस. लाइक करो सेशन को और शेयर कर दो as soon as you're joining. जय हिंद. अभी I'm not audible. Are you sure I'm not audible, guys? Okay, I'm audible, properly visible. Okay. Just let me know if there is any issue you guys are facing regarding the audio. Okay. All right. तो जैसे आपको पता है कि NDA 1 2022 एग्जाम होने वाला है 10th of April को, है ना. और उसके लिए हम लोग लाइव क्लासेस में अटेंड कर रहे हैं. आप लोग लाइव क्लासेस में ले रही हो अभी कुछ दिनों से, और हमने मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स जो NDA 1 2022 में आने वाले हैं वो कवर कर दिए हैं, जैसे स्पॉटिंग ऑफ एरर्स, एंटोनिम्स, सिनोनिम्स, इडियम्स एंड फ्रेजेस, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. और आज जो है एक नया टॉपिक लेके मैं आ गई हूँ, एंड दैट इज क्लोज टेस्ट, व्हिच इज आल्सो नोन एज क्लोज कॉम्प्रिहेंशन और क्लोज कॉम्पोजिशन, है ना. तो ये कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं क्वेश्चंस? बेसिकली फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स के तरह ही होते हैं. द ओनली डिफरेंस इज दैट इन फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स यू विल गेट single sentences in your questions. In closed test you will get a passage where there will be blanks and you have to fill in those blanks and complete the passage. Okay, simple as that. तो कुछ स्टूडेंट्स बोलते हैं कि क्लोज टेस्ट के जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो कंपैरेटिवली डिफिकल्ट होते हैं, because you know all the questions, whether it is 5 in number, 10 in number, they're all connected to one another and to the passage as well. तो अगर आपने पैसेज को समझने में एक थोड़ी सी गलती की तो all the questions can become wrong. Okay, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आपको पहले क्या करना है मैं इस पर्टिकुलर सेशन में बता दूंगी. सेम ट्रिक अगर आप एक्चुअल एग्जाम में भी यूज करोगे देन इट विल ऑल्सो बी वेरी वेरी इजी फॉर यू. ऑल्सो वन अदर थिंग यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, इन NDA 1 2022 एग्जाम एंड फॉर दैट मैटर एनी NDA एग्जाम, इंग्लिश के पार्ट से उतना डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते हैं. सो डू नॉट फियर इट. ओके गाइस, सो इफ यू आर ज्वाइनिंग राइट नाउ, लाइक कर दो सेशन और शेयर कर दो. और मैं बताती हूँ हमारे SSBCrack एग्जाम्स के बारे में, विच इज इंडियाज नंबर 1 पोर्टल फॉर ऑल सीरियस डिफेंस एस्पिरेंट. और अगर आप एक सीरियस डिफेंस एस्पिरेंट हैं तो आपको क्या करना है, हमारे ऐप को डाउनलोड करना है फ्रॉम द गूगल प्ले स्टोर, एंड देन यू हैव टू गेट योरसेल्फ एनरोल्ड इनटू एनी ऑफ द कोर्सेज फॉर द एग्जाम्स यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर. ठीक है, उस कोर्स के अंदर आपको मिलेंगे वीडियो लेक्चर्स, PDF स्टडी नोट्स एज पर द अपडेटेड सिलेबस ऑफ द एग्जाम, एंड आपको ये लेक्चर्स और स्टडी नोट्स ऑफलाइन मोड में भी मिलेंगे. मॉक टेस्ट में अवेलेबल है आपके कोर्सेज में. मॉक टेस्ट भी आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. जैसे आपको पता है कि मॉक टेस्ट जितना आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतना आपके एग्जाम में परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छा होगा, है ना. तो मॉक टेस्ट के आंसर्स सबमिट करने के बाद आपको मिलती है ऑल इंडिया रैंक, यानी कि रैंक एनालिसिस, व्हिच कम्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्मार्ट एनालिटिकल रिपोर्ट. ओके, स्टडी प्लान हम प्रोवाइड करके रखे स्पेशली फॉर दोज ऑफ यू हु इज गोइंग टू टेक NDA 2 2022 एग्जाम and the next year NDA exam as well. Now not only NDA, we also have provided study plans for all subjects and for all exams, all within the courses. Okay, live classes obviously आप लोग attend कर रहे हैं, so all these we provide for your preparation, which makes your preparations much more solid and effective. तो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं हमारे पास सारे कोर्सेज अवेलेबल है, बेस्ट सेलिंग कोर्सेज. तो आप NDA एग्जाम ऑनलाइन कोर्स पे एनरोल हो सकते हैं इफ यू अपकमिंग NDA एग्जाम के लिए आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं. तो इसके अलावा बाकी जितने भी कोर्सेज है आपको हमारे ऐप में मिल जाएगा. हमारे पास और एक चीज़ है, वो है टेस्ट सीरीज, विच आर बेसिकली मॉक टेस्ट सेट्स. और जैसे मैं आपको बता चुकी हूँ कि मॉक टेस्ट का प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. और अगर आपने अभी तक NDA 1 2022 एग्जाम के लिए मॉक टेस्ट प्रैक्टिस करना नहीं स्टार्ट किया है, सो गेट योरसेल्फ एनरोल्ड इनटू NDA 2022 मॉक टेस्ट सीरीज एंड स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग क्वेश्चंस. ओके, और कोई भी कोर्स या टेस्ट सीरीज पे एनरोल होने से पहले ये कोड जरूर याद रख लीजिएगा, वॉरियर 10. इसे यूज करने से आपको 10% का डिस्काउंट मिलेगा किसी भी कोर्सेज या टेस्ट सीरीज पे. ओके गाइस, तो चलिए अब स्टार्ट करते हैं हमारा सेशन जो कि क्लोज टेस्ट पे है. फटाफट से ज्वाइन होना स्टार्ट भी कर दीजिए आप लोग. और ये रहा कुछ डायरेक्शंस ऐसे रहेंगे. ओके, आई एम रियली सॉरी. ओके, सो आई पुट द रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन से, व्हाटएवर इट इज. तो क्या होगा मैं आपको बता देती हूँ. क्लोज टेस्ट में पैसेज दिया जाएगा, उसमें ब्लैंक्स रहेंगे. हर एक ब्लैंक के लिए there will be options, okay, which will be provided to you. So हर blank के लिए अलग अलग से options रहेंगे, आपको choose करना है कौन सा option सही है, and therefore you have to fill in the blank and complete the entire passage, okay. तो चलिए first passage से start करते हैं. पहले previous years questions करेंगे, उसके बाद general practice questions की ओर बढ़ेंगे, और लास्ट में आपको मैं एक homework question भी दे दूंगी, ठीक है. तो हर एक ऑप्शंस के लिए, हर एक ब्लैंक के लिए आपको मिलेगा 20 सेकंड्स, जिसमें आपको ऑप्शंस पढ़ना है और आंसर्स भी बताने. पर उससे पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, पैसेज को पढ़ लेंगे अलोंग विद द ब्लैंक्स. वी विल नॉट रीड द ऑप्शंस फर्स्ट, वी विल फर्स्ट रीड द पैसेज एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट्स थीम. उसके बाद हर एक ब्लैंक के लिए ऑप्शंस अलग अलग से पढ़ेंगे और सॉल्व करेंगे. ओके, सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट पैसेज गाइस. ओके, सो NDA 2 2018 में आया था क्लोज टेस्ट लास्ट. अभी रिसेंट ईयर्स में नहीं आ रहा है, बट वी शुड बी ऑल्सो प्रिपेयर फॉर इट. NDA 2 2018 का ये पर्टिकुलर क्लोज टेस्ट का पैसेज है. तो एवरीवन प्लीज रीड इट along with the blanks. The honeybee is a very unusual kind of insect. Dash other insects which live alone. The honeybee lives as a or an dash of a community. These bees live together in what is known as a bee dash. The head of the bees is called the queen bee. She is dash than the rest of the bees. Her main task is to dash eggs. काफी easy passage है, ठीक है. अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक एक करके options पढ़ना start करेंगे. So these are the first options for the first blank. So give me the answer for the first blank. Unlike, similar to, with, or like other insects which live alone. What will be your answer? देखिए यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रास्ट के बारे में बात हो रही है. Other insects are living alone, but honeybee lives in a kind of a community. I think everybody has understood this. तो क्या होगा? This is not a similarity. This is a dissimilarity. So that is why we are going to use our answer as option A, unlike. Unlike other insects which live alone, the honeybee lives in a community. Okay. So your answer for the first blank will be option A. Now moving on to the second blank, and these are the options of the second blank. The honeybee lives as a or an dash of a community. अगर आप एक community का हिस्सा है तो आप क्या है? Are you a group of a community? Are you an individual of a community? Are you a member of a community, or are you a troop of a community? Exactly, Abhishek. Very good. You are a member of the community. So option C will be your answer. Okay. You are not a group, because community itself is a group. है ना? So what you are a part of that community. So if you're a part of somewhere, an organization, a community, you're basically called a member. So member will be your answer, which is option C. Okay. Next, third blank के लिए options है. These bees live together in what is known as a bee dash. So what is this community of a bee called? Bee house, bee home, bee army, or bee colony? Okay, so the community of the bees is basically called bee colony. So the place that they live is called a colony. Okay, and from there the colony word has come, because colony का मतलब है जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग एक साथ इकट्ठा congested way में रह रहे हैं. Okay, so bees also, there are so many bees, okay, in one particular community. So they all live together in what is known as a bee colony. So option D will be your correct answer. Okay, very good. Moving on to the fourth blank. The head of the bees is called the queen bee. She is dash than the rest of the bees. Now, if you know what is a queen bee looks like, you can able to understand and identify the queen bee from the rest of the bees. Now, this is where the word comes in. How can you able to identify a queen bee from the rest of the bees? She is heaviest than the rest of the bees, heavier than the rest of the bees, largest than the rest of the bees, or larger than the rest of the bees. Very good, Muskan. Absolutely. She is bigger in size. Okay, बाकी से सारे जो बीज होते हैं वो छोटे साइज के होते हैं, सिर्फ क्वीन बी होता है जिसका साइज थोड़ा सा बाकी से ज्यादा बड़ा होता है. So therefore option D will be your correct answer. She is larger than the rest of the bees। यहाँ पे हम लोग सुपरलेटिव नहीं यूज करेंगे। आप बोलेंगे मैम सिर्फ वही तो है जो बड़ा होता है, बाकी तो सब छोटे छोटे होते हैं। यहाँ पे कंपैरिजन हो रहा है और दैन का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, तो जब भी दैन आएगा सेंटेंस में वो हो जाएगा कंपैरेटिव डिग्री। सो दैट इज व्हाई यू गोइंग टू यूज द कंपैरेटिव डिग्री ऑफ एडजेक्टिव लार्जर, okay, and not the superlative that is largest, okay। Now moving on to the last blank, her main task is to dash eggs। so what are the options, what are the words? her main task is to lay eggs, hatch eggs, make eggs or bear eggs। अंडे देने को, अंडे देना को सॉरी इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं? इट इज कॉल्ड टू ले एग्स, है ना। अंडे देना हम लोग बोलते हैं हिंदी में, तो मुर्गी अंडे देते हैं, बीज जो है अंडे देते हैं, बट इंग्लिश में वो क्या होगा? दे ले एग्स। सो दैट इज द टर्म दैट वी यूज फॉर लेइंग एग्स, है ना। वेरी गुड एवरीवन, सो ऑप्शन ए इज योर करेक्ट आंसर। So I can see all of you have given the right answer for this particular passage, which is really very good. Now we're going to move on to the next passage, okay, and it's also taken from previous years। so if you have not joined yet, या फिर आप middle में join किया और आपको पता नहीं चल रहा हो क्या रहा है, don't worry, join now because we are just completed one passage, we're going to move to the next one। and before moving to the next one, let me also tell you that if you are preparing for your upcoming NDA exam, which is NDA 2 2022, or for that matter next year NDA exam, we have the perfect course for you, which is NDA exam online course 2022। how will you get a hold of this course? You have to download our app from the Google Play Store and get yourself enrolled into it। in this course you will find all the subjects of the NDA examination being covered in full details, in full-fledged lectures, study materials, PDF study materials obviously, which you can download, quizzes, sample practice Q&A, previous year's Q&A, practice sets and much more, okay। now if you are also looking forward to the PDF, to download the PDF of these live classes which are going on not only for English but for all subjects also, you will find them in NDA 1 2022 exam live class and answer key section, which is there inside the course। in this section you will find all the live classes which you can watch again, and you will also find PDF study materials which are attached with it, okay। now moving on to the next passage, now this is from NDA 2 2017। everyone please read it। अंडे जब फूटते हैं उसको बोलता है सिद्धार्थ हैच, ठीक है, पर अगर अंडे देने को ले बोलते हैं, okay। now coming to the second passage here, after this incident I went to Nainital and returned after nearly a month। I had dash taken dash my clothes when I saw Gangu standing dash a new baby। he was dash with joy, even Nanda dash not have dash such joy dash getting Krishna। his face had the same dash that dash on the face of a dash man after a full meal, okay। so this is basically a story which is going on। so now we will start with the first blank here। so these are the options for the first blank। I had dash taken, I had hardly taken, I had barely taken, I had merely taken, I had rarely taken। okay, so the answer here should be I had barely taken my clothes off। so basically वो अपने कपड़े चेंज कर रहे थे पर वो किए ही नहीं जब वो गंगू को देखा, ठीक है। so क्या होगा यहाँ पे? barely होगा आंसर, barely, okay। ऑप्शन बी, हार्डली नहीं होगा, हार्डली मतलब हुआ ही नहीं, barely मतलब ऑलमोस्ट करने जा रहा था। so ऑप्शन बी will be your correct answer everyone, okay। moving on to the next blank, which is the second blank। I had barely taken dash my clothes, I had barely taken out my clothes, taken away my clothes, taken off my clothes, taken on my clothes। so अगर आप कपड़े खोल रहे हो, उतार रहे हो, तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं? you take out, take away, take off or take on your clothes? you basically take off your clothes, okay। so this is the preposition that you use when you mean that you are just changing, okay, to some other clothes, you're opening your clothes, okay। so taken off will be your correct answer excuse me guys। so option C will be your answer for second blank। moving on to the third blank, when I saw Gangu standing dash a new baby, when I saw Gangu standing by a new baby, near a new baby, with a new baby or at a new baby। तो गंगू को देखा कि वो एक नए बच्चे के साथ खड़ा है, सो क्या होगा यहाँ पे? विथ होगा आंसर, वेरी इजी, ओके। सो विथ विल बी द करेक्ट प्रीपोजिशन। I saw Gangu standing with a new baby. So option C will be your answer. Everyone, very good. Shaurya, Darshan, Arina, very good. Abhishek, Piyush. Now, moving on to the fourth blank. He was dashed with joy. He was jumping with joy. He was bursting with joy. He was dancing with joy. He was singing with joy. अगर आप खुशी से मतलब खुशी आप पकड़ के नहीं रख पा रहे, you are so very happy that it's like coming out. So what others will tell you? That you are jumping with joy, you're bursting with joy, you're dancing with joy, you're singing with joy. It should be you are jumping with joy. So when you are very joyous, you cannot stand still. आप एक जगह खड़े नहीं रह सकते. So आप बहुत restless हो जाते हैं. So that restlessness is what jumping with joy actually means. Okay. So for the fourth blank, your answer will be option A. It's not bursting. Bursting is like exploding. You do not explode with joy. You explode with laughter. Okay, but when you are so restless that you cannot control your happiness, it is you are jumping with joy. Please remember this. Okay. Moving on to the fifth blank now. Even Nanda dash not have. Even Nanda could not have, would not have, should not have, or ought not have. Excuse me, guys. Okay, the answer will be option A. Even Nanda could not have. Okay, and now we will move on to the sixth blank. Even Nanda could not have. So option A will be your correct answer. Moving to the sixth blank. Even Nanda could not have dashed such joy, experimented such joy, shown such joy, felt such joy, or heard such joy. Okay, now he was not showing joy to the author, to the writer. He was feeling the joy himself. Gangu was really very happy. So he was feeling it. So therefore, option C will be your correct answer. Even Nanda could not have felt such joy. Okay, so felt आपका answer होगा, which is option C. Felt such joy. And now moving on to the seventh blank. Dash getting Krishna. At getting Krishna, in getting Krishna, on getting Krishna, into getting Krishna. So I hope everybody understood कि Krishna उन लोग का बच्चा है ना? Nanda and Gangu's son maybe. Okay. So what the author is trying to say is that when Nanda got Krishna, वो इतना खुश नहीं हुई थी जितना अभी गंगू हो रहा है. That is why it should not be would. यहाँ पे है ना, आप लोग बहुत सारे लोग B चूज कर रहे थे. Even Nanda would not. वुड कब यूज होता है? जब फ्यूचर के बारे में बात होती है या फिर कुछ इमेजिनेटिव बात होती है. यहाँ पे दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव चोजन कुड एंड नॉट वुड. I think now you guys understood why we have chosen could here and not would, because the author is talking about an event which has already happened. That is, Krishna has been born, but Nanda did not feel such amount of joy after getting Krishna, the same amount which Gangu was feeling with the new baby. Got it? तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Even Nanda could not have felt such joy. What will be the preposition? On getting Krishna. ठीक है, तो on होगा आपका आंसर. Very good, Anirudh, Abhishek, Anish as well, Siddharth. So on getting Krishna will be your correct answer. Okay, very good. Now moving on to the eighth blank. His face had the same dash. Now just imagine someone who is very happy. So what he will have on his face? Light, glow, sense और hope. अगर आप बहुत खुश है तो आपके चेहरे पे ग्लो होगा, रौनक होगी, है ना? तो यहाँ पे therefore your answer will be option B. His face had the same glow. So glow will be your answer. Answer will be option B. Okay. Moving on to the ninth blank now. His face had the same glow. That dash on the face. Excuse me, guys. That dash on the face, that comes on the face, appears on the face, rises on the face or shows on the face. जो रौनक आती है चेहरे पे उसको इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? The glow come to your face, appears on your face, rises on the face or shows on your face. Very good, everyone. It appears on the face, right? So option B is your answer. The same amount of glow that appears on the face of a dash man after a full meal. ठीक है, तो किस तरह का मैन होगा? 10th वाले में चलते हैं, ऑप्शंस देखो. Of a starved man, starving man, hungry man or satisfied man after a full meal. तो कुछ इस तरह का कंपैरिजन हो रहा है कि अगर आप बहुत ज़्यादा भूखे हो और फिर आपको एक अच्छा खाना मिलता है, तो खाना खाने के बाद आपके अंदर जो संतुष्टि आती है, उससे एक रौनक आती है आपके चेहरे पे. सो आफ्टर अ फुल मील, बट उससे पहले क्या थे आप? You were hungry. So the answer will be starving. Not only hungry, you were starving. Okay, there were no food. So you were like more than hungry, right? So starving man will be your correct answer, which is option B, right? But after a full meal, he or she is satisfied, and then that glow is appearing on the face of that man. Okay. So option B will be your correct answer. ठीक है. सेटिस्फाइड नहीं होगा क्योंकि एक सेटिस्फाइड मैन है पहले से ही, फुल मील के बाद वो और सेटिस्फाइड हो गया. Doesn't have that kind of comparison, right? The comparison will be much better if a man was starving before without any food, and after a full meal he is having that kind of satisfaction, that happiness, that glow on his face. Okay, so this is how the comparison will happen, right? So option B is your correct answer. Now everyone, I hope this particular passage is quite understandable to you. Now we're going to move on to the next passage, everyone. Now we have completed with the previous year questions. We will now go on to practice general questions right here. So अगर आप लोग अभी तक ज्वाइन नहीं किए हुए ये सोच के कि बीच में है तो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे, क्या होगा वगैरह वगैरह, तो अभी आप लोग ज्वाइन कर जाओ, क्योंकि अभी नेक्स्ट पैसेज की ओर हम लोग मूव करने वाले हैं. और उससे पहले हम लोग नेक्स्ट पैसेज की ओर जा रहे हैं. वी विल ऑल्सो लुक इनटू दिस, and I want you guys to be aware of this SSB interview online course that we have here, because it's a very important course, क्योंकि आपके एग्जाम के तुरंत बाद ही SSB इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रेपरेशन करना पड़ेगा, which is again the next step that you have to cross in order to achieve your dreams. So in this particular course you will get all the testing procedures of SSB interview, which has been covered in full details along with full-fledged lectures and study materials and also practice sets. Not only that, if you're joining this course, you'll also get a chance to be a part of our SSB interview live classes, which take place regularly and in monthly batches as well. Okay. All right. Now we will move on to the next passage. So this is the next passage. Everyone read the passage carefully first. Then we will start with the options. Arena maths का class ठीक तुरंत मेरे बाद ही होगा from 6 PM. Okay. After this class, you'll have the maths class, which is from 6 PM. Okay. Okay, let's read it. The founders of the Indian Republic dashed the farsightedness and the courage to commit dash to two major innovations of historical significance in nation building and social engineering. First, to dash a democratic and civil dash society among illiterate people, and second, to undertake economic development dash a democratic political structure. Okay, so now we will start with the options. So this is the first options for the first blank. The founders of the Indian Republic dashed the farsightedness and the courage. Had the farsightedness and the courage, has the farsightedness and the courage, has had the farsightedness and the courage, were the farsightedness and the courage. Very easy. क्योंकि पूरा पास्ट के बारे में बता रहे हैं, तो कौन सा वर्ब होगा यहाँ पे? उनके पास था ये farsightedness और courage. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा? ऑप्शन ए. The founders of the Indian Republic had the farsightedness and the courage. So option A will be your right answer. Now moving on to the second blank. To commit dash to two major innovations of historical significance. To commit them to two major innovations, to commit themselves to two major innovations, to commit the people to two major innovations, to commit the course to two major innovations. So here we are talking about the founders of the Indian Republic. So whom do they commit? They committed themselves. So option B will be your correct answer, right? Option B, not the people, not the course. It should be their own selves. उन्होंने खुद को commit किया, ठीक है? So to commit themselves to two major innovations. So for the second blank, the answer is option B. Moving on to the third blank. Now there are two major innovations of historical significance in nation building and social engineering. First, to dash a democratic and civil dash society. To build, to building, to constructing, to build. What will be the correct word to use here? ये भी काफी easy है. Now this is an infinitive. And what is an infinitive? To plus main verb और V1. तो यहाँ पे main verb कौन सा है? Option A. So therefore option A is your correct answer. To build a democratic, building nahi, which is ing, constructing nahi, which is also an ing verb, and built bhi nahi, because this is both V2 and V3 form of build. Okay, so this is also not applicable. We are going to use infinitive, which is 2 plus V1, and that is build. Okay. To build a democratic and civil, now we are going to come to the fourth one. To build a democratic and civil dash society. Libertarian society, liberation society, liberating society, or liberty society. Excuse me, guys. Now, it's a very political term that we use, a society where liberty is the utmost thing to consider. So, that kind of society is known as a libertarian society, where liberty is the only thing. Okay, so to build a democratic and civil libertarian society. So, this is a political term that we use for a society where liberty is the utmost thing. So, option A will be the correct answer. See, you can't use liberty society. Why? Because this, all the words that we are going to use here will be adjectives. Look at the word democratic. Democracy is the noun. Democratic is an adjective. Civil is an adjective. Civics is a noun. Civil is an adjective. So similarly, you also have to use an adjective for the fourth blank. And the adjective here is libertarian. Not liberation, because it's a noun. Not liberating, which is also a noun or a verb, and not liberty, which is also a noun. The only word which is an adjective here is libertarian. Now got it, guys? So option A will be your answer for fourth blank. Moving on to the options for fifth blank. And second, to undertake economic development dash a democratic political structure. To undertake economic development with a democratic political structure, within a democratic political structure, for the democratic political structure, without a democratic political structure. Very good, everyone. Now, because here already a democratic political structure is being talked about, और उसके अंदर अगर economic development करना हो, तो हम लोग कौन सा word use करेंगे? Within a democratic political structure. उसके अंदर. Okay. So option B will be your correct answer for the fifth blank. Everyone, very good. I'm so happy to see all of you guys giving the correct answer. Keep up this performance and give the same right answers in the actual NDA 1 2022 exams as well. Now, moving on to the next passage. फटाफट से अगर आपने लाइक नहीं किया है सेशन को तो लाइक कर दीजिए और शेयर भी कर दीजिए. We are now going to move on to the next passage and we're going to solve the questions as well. So this is the next passage on your screen. Everyone read it. Tea prices in the domestic dash continue to rule high in the dash year, despite the expectation of a dash production as compared to the previous year. According to a preliminary assessment dash on the weather dash in recent months, tea output in 1990 may reach 740 million kg as dash 700 million kg last year. During the past 3 months, tea prices have generally shown and dash. Unlike last year, when tea prices rose dramatically, this year prices seem to have dash at a rather higher level. In the subsequent 4 months, the dash average price showed a downtrend, but in September, the prices have dash hardened to a considerable extent. So here basically the passage is talking about the ups and downs of the tea price in the market, right? So let's start with the options for the first blank. Tea prices in the domestic dash continue to rule high in the domestic sector, production area or market. Now, because here we are talking about tea prices, so what do you think it's being talked of here? Tea prices in the domestic. What will be the answer, guys? It will be option D, domestic market. क्योंकि market में ही prices आप देख पाते हो, तो obviously market के बारे में ही यहाँ पे बात हो रही है. So therefore option D will be your correct answer. Okay. Moving on to the options for the second blank. Tea prices in the domestic market continue to rule high in the dash year. Now it is being continued also in the dash year. So just You have to tell me which year. In the last year, in the first year, in the second year, or in the current year. सेक्टर नहीं होगा निश, मार्केट होता है ना टी प्राइसेस का, सेक्टर थोड़ी होता. टी सेक्टर का नाम सुने आप? नहीं ना. Okay, so it has continued. Look at the word continue. That means it was there and before, and now also it is here there. So if it is talking about now, which is present, so the correct word will be option D, current. Very good. So tea prices in the domestic market continue to rule high in the current year, despite the expectation. Now comes the options for the third blank. Despite the expectation of a dash production as compared to the previous year. Despite the expectation of a higher production, maximum production, optimum production, large production. The answer is no. The answer is option A, higher. So production is always high or low. There is no maximum, minimum production. There is no optimum production. There is no large production here, because here it is being talked about the expectation. So it was expected that the production will be quite high this year as compared to the previous year, but it did not happen, and still the tea prices in the domestic market are at the higher level. Okay, so expectation of a higher production will be your correct answer. Moving on to the next blank, which is the fourth blank. According to a preliminary assessment, dash on the weather, conducted on the weather, based on the weather, shared on the weather, or strategy on the weather. Look at the word assessment. Now tell me if assessment is conducted, is it based, is it shared, or is it strategy? Now, assessment cannot be conducted. Okay, let me be very clear about it. Usually an examination can be conducted, a test can be conducted, even an experiment can be conducted, but assessment can never be conducted. Okay, it is always deduced. So therefore the correct answer will be based. Okay, so for the fourth one, very good everyone. Option B will be your correct answer. So the assessment based on the weather dash in recent months. So now what is it will be? The fifth one, on the weather outburst, the weather outbreak, weather conditions, weather forecast. Now in recent months is being talked about, ठीक है, मतलब कि कुछ महीनों से हो रहा है, तो क्या होगा? वो वेदर कंडीशन होगा, फोरकास्ट होगा, आउटबर्स्ट होगा, या आउटब्रेक होगा. Now assessment has also been going on for the recent months, which are based on the weather conditions. देखो फोरकास्ट कब होता है? जब आप प्रेडिक्ट कर रहे हो कि अगले महीने में बारिश होगी ज्यादा, या फिर इस टाइम इस समय का गर्मी भी ज्यादा आएगी वगैरह वगैरह. सो दैट इज प्रेडिक्शन, फोरकास्ट. पर या प्रेडिक्शन आप या फोरकास्ट नहीं यूज कर सकते, क्योंकि रिसेंट मंथ्स के वेदर डेटा पे बेस करके असेसमेंट को असेसमेंट रिड्यूस किया गया है. दैट इज वाई ऑप्शन सी विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर, नॉट डी. Okay, so weather conditions in recent months. Moving on to the sixth blank. Tea output in 1990 may reach 740 million kg as dash 700 million kg last year. तो पिछले साल 700 million kg था, इस साल 740 million kg होगा as dash, as above, as per, as to, or as against. What preposition to use here? A contrast is being talked of here. But in previous year it was 700 million kg, this year it is 740 million kg. So if there's a difference we are talking of, we will use the preposition against. Okay, so tea output in 1990 may reach 740 million kg as against 700 million kg last. Okay, so option D will be your correct answer. Clear guys? Right, moving on to the seventh blank now. During the past 3 months, tea prices have generally shown and dash, and downtrend, and increment, and reduction, and uptrend. Now look at the article before the blank. And when do you use an? When you have a vowel sound for a word, like an orange, an egg. So here we only have two such words, increment and uptrend. so we cannot use A and C, so we have to eliminate them. But increment is used when there is a rise in price, okay, but especially in salaries, so you got to get an increment, a bonus. But here you have T prices which are showing a quite higher price in the last 3 months, so therefore the correct answer will be option D, uptrend. It's going up, the price is rising, so therefore uptrend will be your correct answer, which is option D, not increment. Increment is when you get an additional bonus or a little rise in your salary. Here T prices have been talked of, not salary, so therefore uptrend will be your correct answer, option D. Moving on to the 8th blank. Unlike last year when tea prices rose dramatically, this year prices seem to have dash at a rather high level. Seem to have increased at a rather high level, surfaced at a rather high level, synchronized at a rather high level, or stabilized at a rather high level. Please read the entire sentence. Last year में क्या हुआ था कि टी के जो प्राइसेस थे वो अचानक से बढ़ गया था, ड्रामेटिकली कुछ राइज किया, मतलब जो आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे थे और अचानक से अगर कुछ हो जाए, so that is being dramatical. Okay, so dramatically it rose, so no one expected it rose suddenly. So unlike that, this year it was different. What happened? Prices seem to have dash at a rather high level. High level में जाके वो क्या हो गया? Stabilize हो गया. It was there, it was being there, continuing the high level. Okay, पहले बार क्या हुआ था? पिछली बार it went high, it was low, it went high suddenly. But this year it is maintaining that high price at the same level. So therefore we are going to use option D, stabilized. Okay, so your answer is option D for the 8th blank. Now moving on to the 9th blank. In the subsequent 4 months, मतलब आने वाले 4 महीने में, the dash average price showed a downtrend. The monthly average price, the weekly average price, the daily average price, the annual average price. आने वाले 4 महीने में क्या हुआ? What kind of average price will show a downtrend? Now, and year is not completed, right? So you cannot say annual, and it is completely irrelevant to measure the daily or the weekly average price. So if it's talking about months, it will be monthly average price, right? So option A, very good everyone, option A will be your correct answer. The monthly average price showed a downtrend. Moving on to the last blank now. So these are the options for the last blank, 10th one. But in September, the prices have dash hardened to a considerable extent. The prices have then hardened to a considerable extent, have never hardened to a considerable extent, have again hardened to a considerable extent, have since hardened to a considerable extent. देखो पूरा sentence पढ़ना, if you are not able to understand कौन सा word होगा. देखो क्या हुआ था कि next 4 months में monthly average price ने एक डाउन ट्रेंड दिखाया, but लेकिन क्या हुआ, सितंबर में ये प्राइजेस में कुछ चेंज हुआ. तो कैसा चेंज? have dash hardened to a considerable extent, वो फिर से बढ़ गया, तो वो क्या होगा वर्ड? again. The prices have again hardened to a considerable extent. So it was not that high for 4 months, it was downgoing, it was downtrend, but again in September it came back to its original high price. So therefore again will be the word to use. Okay, so option C will be your answer. क्लियर? थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट था ये पर्टिकुलर पैसेज, बट अगेन एनडीए में इतना डिफिकल्ट पैसेज आपको नहीं मिलेगा, बट स्टिल आई एम डूइंग इट for you because I want you guys to have an experience of how to solve close test passages even if they come quite difficult. Okay, chalo next passage की ओर बढ़ते हैं guys. This will be the last passage that we are going to solve in the session. After that we are going to go through a homework passage. तो मैं आपके लिए homework के लिए भी questions दूंगी. So let's go on to the next passage, but before that let me also show you again the NDA exam online course 2022 that we have provided inside the app. तो अगर आप NDA 2 2022 के लिए प्रिपेयर करना चाहते हैं या फिर नेक्स्ट ईयर एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना चाहते हैं एनडीए के, तो इस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स को जरूर ले लीजिएगा और अपना प्रिपरेशन आप आज से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. ओके गाइस, सो दिस इज द नेक्स्ट पर्टिकुलर पैसेज हियर. सो एवरीवन प्लीज रीड इट. दिस इज द लास्ट पैसेज. ओके, सो वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व दिस नाउ. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू रीड द एंटायर पैसेज एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, हैव एन आइडिया कि बोलना क्या चाह रहे हैं. ठीक है, उसके बाद ही हम लोग ऑप्शंस लेके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे वन बाय वन. तो एक्चुअल एग्जाम में भी आपको यही सेम ट्रिक यूज करना है. पहले ही ब्लैंक्स देख के, ऑप्शंस देख के कभी भी क्लोज टेस्ट के पैसेज सॉल्व करने मत बैठना, क्योंकि आपको आइडिया नहीं होगा. पहले पढ़ लेना पूरा का पूरा ब्लैंक के साथ, पैसेज इन ऑर्डर टू हैव द आइडिया, फिर आपका माइंड सेट हो जाएगा कि भाई इस थीम पे काम करना है, ओके, देन ऑटोमेटिकली द वर्ड्स विल कम अप टू यू. बट इफ यू आर लाइक इन अ हरी, you don't want to waste time reading the passage, you just have need to find out the options and fill in the blank in the passage, then it can be a bit troublesome. Okay, so always use the trick in the actual exam. One day, while I was discussing a new strategy to locate the wild dogs, a forest guard at Sariska informed me that about 15 to 16 meters to the right of Pandupol Road, a cheetah lay killed apparently by wild dogs. This was difficult to dash because wild dogs usually do not leave dash any kill. They finish it dash to the bone. Still, an examination would dash interesting information and vital clues about the dash. So I proceeded in the direction pointed dash by the guard. Scanning the area, I dash across the dead chital. The dash had been opened but not dash eaten. Its owner had dash dressed the dinner ready for eating. I looked about for marks and dash I found them. The marks dash indicated the presence of a canine. But dash jackals or wild dogs. Since jackals were active in Sariska independently, dash cheetal kills, the actual presence dash the wild dog still remained doubtful. So it's a hunting thing that's going on in the entire passage. Okay, so something has killed the cheetal and the writer wants to know what has killed it. Okay, so it's a hunting story. Okay, so now we're going to start with the first blank. So these are the options for the first blank. Now, one day while I was discussing a new strategy to locate the wild dogs, a forest guard at Sariska informed me about 15 to 16 meters to the right of Pandupol Road, a cheetah lay killed apparently by wild dogs. This was difficult to dash. This was difficult to presume, believe, know or guess. This was difficult to believe. विश्वास करना कठिन था ये राइटर के लिए. Why? Because यहाँ पे कारण भी दे चुके हैं वो. This was difficult to believe. So option B will be your correct answer. Very good, Dhruv. So option B will be your correct answer. This was difficult to believe because wild dogs usually do not leave dash any kill. So now the options for the second blank. Because wild dogs usually do not leave behind any kill, leave away any kill, leave after any kill, leave beside any kill. सेंटेंस का ये मतलब है कि कोई भी वाइल्ड डॉग अपने शिकार को नहीं छोड़ते उनको मारने के बाद. तो व्हाट प्रेपोजिशन टू यूज आफ्टर लीव? इट शुड बी ऑप्शन ए, लीव बिहाइंड, यानी पीछे छोड़ देना. सो लीव के साथ जो प्रेपोजिशन यहाँ पे यूज होगा वो है बिहाइंड. सो लीव बिहाइंड एनी किल. ऑप्शन ए विल बी योर राइट आंसर. वेरी गुड एवरीवन. मूविंग ऑन टू द थर्ड ब्लैंक. दे फिनिश इट डैश टू द बोन. वो अपने शिकार को पीछे नहीं छोड़ते. क्या करते हैं? दे फिनिश इट, खत्म कर देते हैं, डैश टू द बोन, अप टू द बोन, ओवर टू द बोन, ऑफ टू द बोन और बिलो टू द बोन. हड्डी तक खत्म करते हैं, है ना? Excuse me guys. So what preposition is to be used? Up to the bone, है ना? So option A will be your correct answer. Very good everyone. Muskan, Piyush, Dhruv, yeah. So they finish it up to the bone. Moving on to the fourth blank. Still, an examination would dash interesting information and vital clues. An examination would prove, an examination would reveal, an examination would involves, an examination would hide. Why do you examine? Because you want to find out, right? So what to use here? Not prove, involve or hide, but to reveal. Reveal matlab khulasa. An examination would reveal the interesting information and vital clues. Everyone, very good. So option B will be your correct answer. Now the fifth wala blank ke liye option sahi hai. About the dash. So it would, an examination would reveal interesting information and vital clues about the predator, cheetal, man-eater or dinosaur. किसके लिए एग्जामिनेशन करना चाहता था the author? Not about the cheetah or the man-eater or the dinosaur, but about the predator, the animal which killed the cheetah, the hunter. Okay, the animal which killed the cheetah. So option A will be your correct answer. Absolutely, Anirudh, Anish, Saurya. So option A will be your answer. Now, moving on to the sixth blank. So I proceeded in the direction pointed dash by the guard. Guard ने उसको क्या किया, उनको डायरेक्शन जिस रास्ते से जिस रास्ते से जाके वो चीतल मिलेगा वो रास्ता पॉइंट किया. तो कौन सा प्रेपोजिशन यूज होगा? पॉइंटेड आउट, पॉइंटेड टू, पॉइंटेड एट, पॉइंटेड अवे. Now when you are showing someone a road or a direction, तो वहां आपको preposition to यूज करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. So if I say where is the way or show me the way to the temple or to the school, you will point the way to me. That means आप उंगली से मुझे डायरेक्शन दिखाओगे कि इस तरह, इस जगह से, इस रास्ते से अगर आप जाओगे, you'll get the temple or the place wherever you're searching. Okay, so option B will be your correct answer. Always use point to when you're talking about any direction. So option B will be your correct answer. Moving on to the seventh blank. Scanning the area, I dash across the dead cheetah. Scanning the area, I found across, I located across, I came across or I went across. तो एरिया स्कैन करते हुए उनको वो मरा हुआ चीतल मिला. तो what word to use here? Scanning the area, I came across the dead cheetah. ठीक है, came across. When you come across something, you have found that thing. आपको मिला. So came across will be your correct answer. Option C. Moving to the eighth blank now. The dash had been opened. The dash had been opened. तो मरा हुआ चीतल मिला. The dash had been opened. क्या खुला गया है? The body, the corpse, the carcass or the corpse. The body had been opened, the corpse had been opened, the carcass had been opened or the corpse had been opened. What word will be appropriate for it? Cheetal is an animal. The dead body of an animal is called a carcass. The dead body of a person is called a corpse. Okay? A body यहाँ पे हम लोग नहीं use करेंगे because the cheetal is dead, so you have to be more specific. And corpse is what? It's a unit. Okay? So this is also not relevant here. So we have to use option C, carcass. The body had been opened, नहीं होगा. The carcass had been opened. You have to be more specific because the word is still there in the option. Okay, अगर नहीं रहता ऑप्शन में ये वर्ड carcass, तो आपको body choose करना पड़ता. Okay, so the carcass had been opened. Option C is your answer. Next वाला, ninth वाले blank के लिए options देख लो. But not dash eaten, but not now eaten, but not yet eaten, but not at all eaten, but not never eaten. Carcass is a dead body of an animal, दर्शन. ठीक है, like carcass of a dog, of a cat. But अगर कोई इंसान का body हो, dead body हो, तो उसको corpse बोलते हैं. Okay, so it should be not at all eaten. Option C will be your correct answer. But not at all eaten. बिल्कुल भी कोई खाया नहीं है. ठीक है, but खुला हुआ है. So at all will be your correct answer, which is option C. Moving on to the 10th blank. Its owner had dash dressed the dinner ready for eating. Its owner had probably dressed the dinner ready for eating, had surely dressed the dinner ready for eating, had really dressed the dinner ready for eating, had actually dressed the dinner ready for eating. मतलब जिसने भी ये किया, उन्होंने अपने डिनर को रेडी करने के लिए ये किया है. Excuse me, guys. So what to use here? Now it is not sure. The author is not very sure. So therefore, the word probably will be appropriate here. Probably means possibly. उसको खुला है. The body is open, but not at all eaten. तो ये हो सकता है उसने ready करने के लिए वैसा किया है before having dinner. So option A will be your correct answer. Now moving on to the 11th blank. I looked about for marks and dash I found them. And when I found them, and where I found them, and which I found them, and what I found them. So the author was looking for the marks and dash I found them and very good everyone, and when I found them, और जब मुझे वो marks मिले, when will be your correct answer? Option A. Moving on to the 12th blank. The marks dash indicated the presence of a canine. The marks frankly indicated, the marks openly indicated, the marks clearly indicated, or the marks obscurely indicated. तो ऑथर मार्क्स ढूंढ रहे थे और जब उनको वो मार्क्स मिला, वो मार्क्स ने क्या किया, कैसे इंडिकेट किया कि प्रेजेंस ऑफ कैनाइन, एक कैनाइन का प्रेजेंस है वहां पे, वेरी वेरी क्लियरली, बहुत साफ साफ इंडिकेट किया. So clearly will be your right answer, which is option C. Obscurely means vaguely. Okay, openly, frankly भी नहीं होगा, clearly होगा answer, which is option C. Very good everyone. Shaurya, Mahi, Yashasri, very good. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is number 13. But dash jackals or wild dogs. But what? Jackals or wild dogs? But which? Jackals or wild dogs? But who? Jackals or wild dogs? But whom? Jackals or wild dogs. So here the author is asking the question because he is not sure. There is a presence of a canine, but क्या है वो? Jackals है या wild dogs है? He is confused between the two animals. So what will be the correct word here? But what? But which? But who? But who? It will be, because they are animals, they are not humans. We cannot use who or whom. We cannot use what because they are not things. They are living beings itself. So therefore, the correct answer will be option B, which. Also remember, I have already told you a grammatical rule where you have to choose between the two. You use the word which. Okay, I hope all of you knows this. Which of the audience is your father? ठीक है, इसका मतलब है ऑडियंस में जितने सारे लोग हैं उनमें से आपके पापा कौन है, आपके फादर कौन है. तो अगर आपको चॉइस करने के लिए किसी को बोल रहे हैं तो विच यूज होता है. तो यहीं पे भी सेम है, जैकल्स है या वाइल्ड डॉग्स है. सो देयरफॉर यू हैव टू यूज विच. ओके, सो ऑप्शन बी विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर. नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू द 14th blank. Since jackals were active in Sariska independently, dash cheetal kills the actual presence. Having cheetal kills, hunting cheetal kills, making cheetal kills, eating cheetal kills. Since jackals were active in Sariska, independently dash cheetal kills. तो ये jackals क्या करते हैं, cheetals को मारते हैं. So independently they do what? They have this cheetal kills. ठीक है, so having will be your correct answer. Since jackals were active in Sariska, independently having cheetal kills. Okay, not hunting, not making or eating cheetal kills. Okay, option A will be your correct answer. Moving to the last blank, 15th blank. The actual presence dash the wild dog still remain doubtful. The actual presence about the wild dog, of the wild dog, regarding the wild dog, in the wild dog still remain doubtful. कौन सा होगा यहाँ पे? Presence के बाद कौन सा preposition यूज होता है? Presence of, right? So option B will be your correct answer. The actual presence of the wild dog still remained doubtful. So option B will be your correct answer. Clear everyone? Again, this was a long passage. NDA में इतना लंबा passage नहीं आता है, but I wanted you guys to have a bit of more practice of close test, so that is why I put a long passage here. Usually you will have 5 blanks से लेके 10 blanks का passage, okay, maximum 5 to 10 blanks. There's a very high possibility if you're getting any question from close test, you'll get a passage with either 10 blanks or 2 small passages with 5 blanks each. Okay, so be prepared for it. Usually बहुत easy passages आते हैं, so you do not also have to worry that you have to read very difficult passages and solve them. तो ऐसे ही practice कीजिएगा ताकि easy वाले passages ही आप practice कर पाओ for this topic. Now guys, I will give you some homework. So before that, I'm going to also tell you something about our SSB interview online course, which is the best online course in the entire market. तो आपके NDA 1 2022 एग्जाम होने के बाद थोड़ा सा रेस्ट कर लीजिएगा, लेकिन उसके बाद अच्छे से SSB इंटरव्यू ऑनलाइन कोर्स पे एनरोल होने के बाद प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कर दीजिएगा अपने SSB इंटरव्यू की, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि पूरे इंडिया में द सेकंड मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट इंटरव्यू इज SSB इंटरव्यू, एंड फॉर दैट यू नीड टू हैव very good preparation to get recommended, and only after that you will be able to join the forces. So make sure that you are preparing and giving your very best, and for that we have the course for you. इस कोर्स के अंदर आपको सारे मटेरियल्स मिलेंगे प्रेपरेशन के, और हर रोज हमारे एसएसबी इंटरव्यू के लाइव क्लासेस में भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं और अपने डाउट्स क्वेरीज सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। नाउ दिस इज द टाइम फॉर योर होमवर्क पैसेज, सो एवरीवन please start taking screenshot. I will not give you much time, so you have to start taking screenshot from now. So this is the passage. Everyone take a screenshot. This is the first question. Quickly. Okay, moving on to the second question for the homework. So this is one passage only and there are 5 blanks, so 5 questions you need to answer. So this is the second question. Take a screenshot fast, guys. Moving on to the third question. Third question, take a screenshot. This is the fourth one, fourth question for your homework. Screenshot taken? Okay, and this is the last one, the fifth one, the fifth question for your homework. तो ये सारे होमवर्क क्वेश्चंस आपको सॉल्व करने हैं आफ्टर द लाइव क्लास एंड्स, और आपको आंसर्स भी खुद चेक करने हैं। तो कैसे चेक करना है मैं आपको बता देती हूँ। यू हैव टू फर्स्ट गेट योरसेल्फ एनरोल्ड इनटू आवर एनडीए एग्जाम ऑनलाइन कोर्स 2022। उस कोर्स के अंदर आपको एक सेक्शन मिलेगा जो मैं ऑलरेडी दिखा दी हूँ इस पर्टिकुलर सेशन में, द सेक्शन कॉल्ड एनडीए 1 2022 एग्जाम लाइव क्लास एंड आंसर की। इस सेक्शन के अंदर आपको सारे लाइव क्लासेस देखने का मौका मिलेगा और सारे लाइव क्लासेस के साथ आपको पीडीएफ मटेरियल्स भी मिलेंगे, नॉट ओनली फॉर इंग्लिश बट फॉर ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स। और आज के लाइव क्लास के पीडीएफ मटेरियल मैं कुछ ही मिनटों में अपलोड करूंगी। उस पीडीएफ मटेरियल में आज के क्लास में जितने भी क्वेश्चंस हमने सॉल्व किए वो आपको मिलेगा। नॉट ओनली दैट, यू विल आल्सो गेट दीज questions for homework that I have given for you उनके answers, so you can check your answers from there, and also you can download the PDF and start practicing on your own as well. So before ending the session, I will also once remind you about our test series that we have, which are mock test sets and which are very important for you to practice before appearing for NDA 1 2022 exam. So we have NDA 2022 mock test series already prepared for you. So if you have not started practicing the mock test, please get yourself enrolled into this test series and start your mock test practice from today. Also, do not forget to use the code warrior10 जिससे आपको 10% का डिस्काउंट मिल सकता है किसी भी कोर्स या टेस्ट सीरीज पे। सो आई होप कि आज का सेशन काफी यूजफुल और हेल्पफुल रहा होगा। इफ यू हैव नॉट लाइक द सेशन येट, प्लीज लाइक इट एंड शेयर इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली। Also, if you know anyone who's preparing for NDA 1 2022 exam, you can forward this particular lesson, this session with them as well. Also guys, another thing, I will meet you on Monday at the same time for NDA 1 2022 live classes with a new topic at 5 p.m. And on Monday itself, I will meet you for CTS 1 2022 live classes which take place regularly every morning around 11 a.m. So if you know anyone who's preparing for CTS 1 2022 exam, you can refer this particular session and share it with them so that they start attending the live classes for CTS in the morning as well. So that was it guys. Now you have to wait for Prashant sir's maths class, and he's going to come up just after my class. So wait till for his class. Until then, always stay positive, stay motivated and stay tuned with SSB Crack Exams. Jai Hind.